I'm Daniel.
Nice to meet you, Daniel. My name is Sydney Banks, and I am the Director of Partnerships and Business Development at Flywire.
And Flywire, yep.
Yes.
And we are at ITB Berlin right now.
Berlin.
And this is the first day.
Yes, it is, day one.
Tell me more. Look, our idea is to communicate with the participants and to know what is your product, who is your client, and how do you promote your product to a client? How do you make them sales, and how do you do business?
Absolutely.
How do you make money?
Yeah, so we're in the tech booth here at ITB, the tech section. We are a payment processor technology company. We do software-enabled payments is what we call it. So we have a global payment network that we use to help tour operators, DMCs, travel companies that are accepting payments more easily accept global payments. So if folks are having a lot of customers come from outside of their local area, they can use Flywire to pay in their local currency. And then
that's cool.
And then the operator will receive in the currency of their choice. So if you're based in Europe and I'm in the US, I can pay you in US dollar and you would receive euro for that transaction.
So let's imagine, so your clients are, where do they based? In Europe, globally, Asia, or?
Globally, so the company is based in the US, but we have an Asian team, so we have a lot of clients in the APAC region, European clients, and even South America. We've been growing in the South American market as well.
So, and what I hear is that if I'm a local client and you want to pay me from any other region, let's say if some company want to attract money from Singapore or from, I don't know, Bali, it's possible to pay with the local currency and then to get the account in your company, in your currency which you want.
Yep, exactly. So we do local, we always say local in, local out. So if you're in Singapore, you get to pay in Singapore dollar through our platform, and our clients are the receivers of payment. So whatever they want to receive in that currency.
And is it hard to implement your product in our, let's say, environment if I would be a client?
It's easy. We have a whole integrations implementation team, so we partner with a lot of third-party booking platforms and property management systems so that when they go ahead and click Pay Now, Flywire is what enables that payment. But we also work direct with a lot of clients too, so they can use our software. We have an invoicing tool, payment links, and things like that. But we also have a checkout module that if you had a website that you wanted to accept payment through.
It's like we use with Wise and Payoneer, we also use this, we can send a link to
link. Yeah, exactly. So
cool. So it's flexible.
Very flexible. That's the goal, is whatever the existing payment process is, we want to be part of it.
And what about how do you promote your product? How do you promote your service?
Things like this, I think events are
so
really big for us. This is our first time at ITB, but it's been great so far. It's nice to see the different countries. So we have various target markets that we work at. It's a bit overwhelming, for
have
sure.
You been? Yeah,
I have, It's we're just kind of learning the ropes here. But events have been really good for us to connect. So we kind of do more niche events a lot of times, and we'll go and just kind of network. Travel trade organizations, we kind of partner with them and try to promote ourselves within their organizations and become that trusted payment partner. I think people like us because we do show up at the local events. We understand the travel industry.
So they really see you. They can connect.
Yeah, they can they know there's a person there that can help them if they need help. But we also do a lot of digital marketing. LinkedIn has been a big lead source for us. We promote on LinkedIn, as well as just kind of specific, email blasts within these trade organizations or things like that.
Do you do in LinkedIn? Do you do outreach, or you just posting content and then
outreach? So direct sales is a big part of our business. We have a pretty big direct sales team, but we do ads on LinkedIn, and that's been very successful. I think something that we're interested in doing more of is digital marketing because that's just proven to be successful, but obviously we know travel companies are on all sorts of different platforms, so trying to figure out where we can meet them where they're at.
If you get a client, do you calculate how much does that client cost to you? I mean, the attraction of the client, if it's not a secret.
That's a good question. Our marketing team does, ROI is important, but I'm not sure on like how specific. So I don't know the specific.
Okay, and then if not this figure, but then how long does the client stays with you? How many years or how many decades?
So the terms of agreement are, I forget what our standard is, but we don't have a lot of turnover. So once people kind of stay with us and join Flywire, we haven't had a lot of people leave the platform. I think just our overall value proposition is enough to get people to kind of stay with us. We've been in business I've been at the company for about 7 years, and so most of the clients that we signed at the beginning have been with us for a while, and the company's been around for 12 years plus. So
Oh, cool. So yeah, you can even if the attraction of the client is quite costly, it's still still interesting.
yeah, because we also monetize on the value of payments that come through our platform. So not only do we care about signing up the client,
so the more the payments,
we're successful when our clients are successful, and the more payments
Yeah.
they have, the more money we as a company make. So, so yeah, it's important to us to find the right client and make sure that we're spending the time and resources and getting in front of the right clients. So we've tested out a lot of different things to kind of see what the ROI is. But yeah, if we're like, even if we're able to, sign up a few clients here at ITB, it'll probably be worth it for us as a company. So.
Cool. Are you going to be on stage today or tomorrow or after tomorrow? I mean, presenting your company somewhere or not?
Yeah.
On the stage?
Oh, no, we don't have any sort of session,
Like
unfortunately.
presentation?
Yeah. This is my presentation right here.
This is it. It also works.
Yeah.
It also works very good.
Yep.
And do you have any ideas for 2024, 2025 in marketing? I mean, in digital marketing or even like this kind of offline marketing for your company? And
so we're definitely growing our marketing team. We've had a very nimble marketing team, and they've focused a lot on lead generation. But we've also done a lot of more like brand work. Like I think as we grow as a company, that brand recognition piece will become more important. So sponsorships and things like that. But I think for me, the digital piece is really interesting of just like, can we leverage Instagram ads more? Can we, how can we drive people to our website? Because I think the hardest part for us is getting in front of people and getting a meeting with them. And then once they see our solution, a lot of times they're like, oh, this is a great tool. Like we wish we knew about you earlier, things like that. But it's really that first piece of just how do we, get them to realize we're not just like every other payment processor.
And by the way, what is the difference between others?
Yeah, so compared to some of the other processors out there, our goal is one, we're travel focused. Like we kind of like you guys have like 3 or 4 verticals, but everyone that's here only works with travel.
So all these teams works with travel.
Yeah, so we
That's
just
cool.
really understand the travel business and the pains that are related to payments in the travel space. We also kind of aggregate different payment methods. So you can pay by PayPal, you can pay by online bank, you can pay by credit card, and depending on where the payer is coming from, we have like local methods. So we're kind of an aggregator of different payments, and that local in, local out piece is huge too, I think. So for a company that has customers everywhere, they're looking to expand rather than them having to go out and create new payment relationships in each country that they market to. We can, be there and they can flip us on in a new country, so that they can,
Cool.
pay locally.
That's very good that you have like specific team for travel industry. That's cool.
Yeah, I think it makes a big difference, and I think we have a really our client success team is really present for our clients. If they have questions, there's a human that they can talk to at the end of it.
Yeah. This is very important.
It's hard to come by these days, I think, unfortunately.
Do you have any plans, like metrics, for this event? I mean, how many clients do you want to track?
We do. I think our marketing team kind of put a goal out there of like a pipeline revenue number that they
even
hope
for
to
revenue,
hit.
not only like the
Yeah, well, because we only make money on the transaction size, it's hard to like determine the ROI until we're processing funds. So there's kind of like a general, you can get an idea ahead of time of what the deal size is, but we have kind of a pipeline goal of how much we'd like to see.
Is it a secret?
I don't know. I'm going to not say because we're a public company and I don't want to divulge any information.
Yeah, we're not saying the secrets, no secrets, but something interesting we can share. And what about SEO? Are you aware of if you're doing SEO for your website or not? The organic search. We do some paid search. Again, I'm not on the marketing side, so I don't know exactly kind of how much. I don't think we have a dedicated SEO person, but we have a digital marketing team that I imagine spends some time focusing on that. I'm asking because I know that you are firstly Fintech and you're B2B, so it's very, very, very specific, and not all the companies they do SEO for this kind of business.
Yeah, I think because we're so specific to industries, we're able to kind of figure out the search terms that are relevant to each industry, as well as each industry has its own kind of competitors. So when somebody searches for
and what other verticals you have?
So we have education, healthcare. That's pretty U.S. specific, just because our healthcare system is very unique. And then business to business, so largely just any kind of commercial transaction. That's another segment as well. So
cool.
Yeah,
that's great. And like in general, if it's not a secret, how much do you want to grow your company, like annually or this year or like in nearest 5 years? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good question because the company itself, across the different verticals, everyone has different goals. The travel team, we've grown significantly in the last, the travel team started when I started 7 years ago.
So 7 years
and
already.
now we have over 1,000 travel clients. So we'd love
1,000.
Yep.
Cool.
So we'd love to see that continued growth. We're also constantly opening new markets. Our global payments team is constantly going into new markets. So like Chile, for example, is a new market. So there's specific goals around new markets and how many clients we hope to see.
And percentage, like what is your annual growth?
I don't know those numbers.
You don't know?
No, and I probably couldn't say them either.
Or
my boss
roughly,
is behind me, like, don't say the numbers.
or the plans, like do you plan like to grow twice a year, or not twice a year, but 200% or 50%?
There's significant growth goals. I don't know what those are. We are a public company, so we obviously have shareholders who are like, what are the growth metrics? What are the revenue,
so they know
profit? They would know, yeah.
Okay.
So
again, why I'm asking, because we have some benchmarks in different industries we work with, and we have our case studies where we grew like more than 50% or more than 100%. This I'm asking.
Growth,
So
I know. Again, it's
what?
probably our marketing team has some idea of like what those numbers are, but.
So, any other ideas for the final statements which you have for your company, or any other marketer who will see us and what they can do for their business, for their fintech promotion, or any travel?
I think my advice is always like focus. Like that's what we've been successful with. Yeah, and obviously we have a couple of different verticals, but I think what differentiates us in the travel payment space is that we do have a travel specific team, and we build the product with feedback. So always kind of implementing feedback, and then building that trust up. I think is just so huge in marketing.
Trust, focus, and you grew the department when you came for 7 years from 0 to 1,000.
Over 1,000 clients now.
Over.
Yeah. And so I think word of mouth is huge for us, right? Too, because I think
it's trust.
Right. Back to the trust point, but the industry we work in, people are like each country kind of knows all the other operators in the country, and so once word spreads that they're using Flywire, then other people will at least take a meeting with us and see what it's all about. So that's driven a lot of our growth for sure.
Okay, cool. Any couple of words for your potential clients, maybe?
Just like come see what we have to offer, because I think we're different from a lot of the payment processors you might be used to. So we'd love to kind of share what makes us different and how we can add value to your business.
That's great. So guys, focus and trust. Meet them here. Thank you.
Thank you. Really nice to meet you.
Yep, nice to meet you too.